Well, hello there, everyone. Here we are, the last day of term before we break up for the summer. And usually, on the last day of term, the whole school would get together for our summer celebration, which is an opportunity for us to reflect on the year that has gone by and share our favourite memories and celebrate our successes and our achievements. This year we can't be together, but I hope that everybody takes a moment today to think about the year that has gone by. I've got a lot of really good, really special memories from the year. From our primary four nurturing their little fishes and releasing them into the wild, our primary sixes throwing their brilliant Burns celebration, our primary fives going to Sky Academy and producing their fantastic videos, which they then brought back to share with us in school, learning about dinosaurs with the primary ones in their class assembly, about the Romans with primary fours, and being introduced to one of my favourite assembly songs ever, an unlikely love story between two volcanoes at primary fives assembly about natural disasters. Also spending time with our primary sevens at Lockerbie, where they had an incredible week and as always, represented themselves in the school very proudly. There are many, many more, and I know that all of you will have your own, but of course, all of these were overshadowed by the one thing that all of us will remember about this year forever, and that is when our schools had to close in March, because in March, this horrible virus that only a few weeks before had seemed so far away was suddenly very close to home. And that meant that in order to keep all of us safe and healthy, our schools had to close and we all started on a new kind of adventure. So this wasn't an adventure. We were out and about exploring and learning new things. It was quite the opposite, where we had to stay at home, where we couldn't see friends and family members who didn't live with us, and where we have had to learn to live in a very different way. We've had to become familiar with Google Classrooms, with digital learning, and with working from home. It's been a very strange and uncertain time, and I want to say a huge thank you to all our Calderwoodies who have been so brave and thoughtful and kind over the past few months. I've heard all about what you have been up to, from learning to bake and cook, keeping fit and exercising, learning to ride bikes without stabilisers and tie your own shoelaces, becoming more and more independent. You've also been doing what Calderwood does best, and that's being kind and compassionate and thinking about others. You have been phoning relatives that live on their own to make sure they don't get lonely, looking after brothers and sisters, helping your grown ups around the house, writing letters to residents in care homes, raising money to donate to local charities, collecting for local food banks. And I know there's so much more that you've been doing. As your head teacher, my heart just bursts with pride when I think about how you have all responded to this situation. So thank you for being so kind and so brave and for thinking about others. I want to say thank you too to all our parents and carers for all your support over the past few months and all your kind words and messages that you've sent into the school. I know that this has been a really difficult time for many of our families. Thank you so much for supporting your child's learning at home. I know that that's not easy. Thank you for keeping in touch with us. Thank you for all of the messages, the achievements, everything that you've sent in for our Calderwood Chronicle. Thank you for everything that you have been doing to look after our community, including collecting for our local food bank. You really epitomise the meaning of the word community. So thank you, thank you. I want to give a special shout out to our key worker parents and carers. We have been thinking about you and when we were out on our Thursday nights clapping, but we really do appreciate that everything that you have done over the past few months. Thank you to our parent council for all their support. Our fortnightly meetings have meant that we've been in regular contact. Thank you for helping us to organise our transition packs, for providing resources to help support our families, and for being a constant reassuring presence. You've been there with everything that I've got in touch with you about. So thank you so much for that. I also want to say get cut off there. This is my learning for the day is how to use Screencastify. So we're on to part two. I want to take this opportunity to also say thank you to all of our Calderwood teachers and staff. They very, very quickly had to adapt to a new way of working, and they have gone above and beyond, not just to provide distance learning opportunities for and also support for pupils through Google Classroom, but they have also been volunteering in our hub and providing childcare for children of key workers. They have been preparing resource packs for the local authority. They've been taking on development work for the school. They've been getting our classrooms in our school ready for August. We have been having a huge clear out. You will not recognise the place. The school is looking beautiful, and all the while juggling their own family commitments. They are all superstars, and I hope they know that and they know how much they're appreciated. Thank you to all our teachers and staff. This is a particularly special time of year for our primary sevens who are getting ready to move on to high school. And usually I would say a few words to them at the end of our service. So, primary seven, I think that there's a lot to learn from our experiences over the past few months. When things get hard, that's when we see the true spirit of those around us and who people really are. Because life doesn't always go to plan, and we've seen that recently. Certainly, the past few months were not what any of us have planned, and certainly not what any of us would have wanted. But when these times arrive, that's when our resilience is tested. And resilience is something that we speak about a lot at Calderwood. Part of being resilient is about realising that we can't control everything that happens to us or that happens around about us, but we can control how we react and how we respond to situations. And from everything that I've said before, you've heard that as a community, Calderwood have responded to this crisis with compassion and with kindness. I read a quote recently from Maya Angelou, who is an American author, and she said, I think a hero is any person really intent on making this a better place for all people. And we've seen so many examples of this recently, from Marcus Rashford using his position to advocate for the continuation of free school meals over the summer in England, to key workers every day putting themselves at risk to look after us and keep the country running, to our Calderwoodies keeping in touch with their relatives, their grands and granddads, thinking about others, thinking about local charities and groups. All of you, all of them have made this a better place to be. Remember that kindness doesn't have to be a huge grand gesture. A smile to a neighbour in the street, a hug for somebody, a family member, a text to ask how somebody's day is going or how they're feeling. All of these things can make a really positive difference in a person's day. And this all adds up to making this a better place to be. So remember, primary seven, you can make a difference. Be a person who is really intent on making this a better place to be, because you are all heroes. Be brave, be kind, and get out there and make a difference. And we are all going to really miss you. So, just a final thank you again to you all. Thank you so much for all your support. We can't wait to see you all again in August. Have a lovely, fun, safe summer holiday, and we will see you in August. And we've got a little surprise for y'all. Along with this, we will be posting our awards for the session, and the certificates will be making their way to the winners. So a huge well done to all of our Calderwoodies. You are all absolute superstars, and a particular well done to those of you who have achieved awards this year. The trophies will make their way to you in August, when we have managed to get them engraved. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful summer. Bye.